Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our finale episode, review, recap, and welcome to the one and only super duper Minnie Cooper. How are you?
It's the end. Finally, we've made it.
Oh my God, it took a while, didn't it?
It actually feels like it's gone as long as we've been in lockdown.
Is that because it has?
Yes, possibly.
Darling, you look amazing tonight. What's your inspiration? Is it me?
Well, no, my inspiration is that RuPaul had none.
Oh, okay. Well, before we go anywhere, let me just get a little photograph on screen because it grinded my gears.
I knew it would. When I saw that, all I saw was this, Dan.
I shouted at the TV. I shouted at him to fuck off. He popped up looking like the Hamburglar meets Mask of Zorro. I was like, fuck you.
Oh.
Like, come on. What is that? Lazy.
What? Oh, no, he just can't do
Where's
his own makeup.
He's what?
He can't do his own makeup.
I know, but he's in LA. Surely there's somebody that can do his makeup for him.
Do you think it's a social distancing thing?
Who cares? Slap a face on. Like, come on. It's the finale.
I know.
And what even is it? Is he off to hold up Hungry Jack's?
Well, with everything that's going on in America, probably looting.
Oh, dear. Well, no, not a fan. Get off my flat screen. Thank you very much. Oh, well, what did you think of the finale?
My highlights were Heidi in closet doing her package.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Even with her hairy leg.
Yeah.
My other highlight was Dolly Parton.
Wasn't that the best surprise? She's never been on it at all before, right?
Ever. And you know what I love? Her drag room is just like mine.
Very, very homosexual.
And my other highlight was the Jacqueline package. I really loved
package.
The woman who worked on RuPaul. And that was actually the highlight of the whole episode for me. And it's funny, it had nothing to do with the winners.
It was so beautiful, though, and isn't it amazing that she was the heartbeat and soul behind the whole show and had just followed it from start to finish.
Yeah, totally. And that's what I loved about that. It gives people at home an insight that it's not just the queens in front of the camera that make a show like that. It's the people that behind the camera that support the people through an experience like that, which is obviously she did. Like, it was when she made that comment to what's her name? The one that got picked on this season. I've forgotten her name. It slipped my memory. Aiden, the way she was kind to her, knowing that she was going through a tough time, and said, good on you for sticking up for yourself. I really thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was sweet. It's interesting. See, I'm always a little bit untrusting of TV producers just because they really want to get the story out of people. So they'll chat to them in a certain way to make them say things, but it really sounded like she was on Aidan's side and sticking up for him, which was lovely.
And with every queen that spoke, you could tell she was a real support network for them through an experience like that, which I know would not be easy. Yeah.
Were you happy with the winner?
Actually, because everyone at home, I wrote to Dan. I said didn't want to see who the winner was. I thought Dan would tell me. You know what? You would have got a real reaction if you told me, though.
Oh, really? Why?
That's not what I was expecting. I thought she was third.
Really?
I thought Crystal by far was the best.
Oh, really? I put Crystal as third.
Oh, I loved. Maybe it's what I've liked that I've seen. She's really found her creativity and really confident in that. I found from watching her, and I loved her fly like the bird. I thought it was genius. I thought it was. Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I really didn't like it. It drove me up the wall.
See, Jada, I've seen 100,000,001 mimes like that in my life.
Yeah.
So for me, it didn't excite. I was actually disappointed it was so generic.
That Jada's was so generic. Oh, wow. See, I loved her flipping around her lounge room, on carpet, no less.
Yeah, I suppose. You know what? That's when it all comes down to personal taste. See, I think me as drag, yeah, you've got personal taste. Very personal. But I think because I see a lot of drag like that does not excite me. So I thought it was great, but I've seen that 100 million times before. I see it every Thursday. Dakota does it every Thursday.
Well, we've popped a poll on our... I'm very new to polls, guys, but if you're watching on Facebook, I've popped a poll on there to ask whether you are happy with the winner. I mean, that's the first time I've ever said that, but I'm very new to polls. But let us know. We'll put the results up later. Guys,
what were your highlights?
My highlights were, gosh, I think it was I really enjoyed seeing Heidi. I've got more lowlights than highlights because I really enjoyed the whole thing, but there are a few jarring moments.
Okay,
we'll get to those.
Okay.
One was the mask.
Oh, wasn't it the final of the Masked Singer?
Didn't even sing. I actually really liked the three-way lip sync that they had to do, the close-up. I thought that was really cool.
Me too.
So I wasn't that excited that it was a RuPaul's song, but you got to take the good with the bad, don't you?
Absolutely.
I think they all did it really well.
What a screen grab.
So I thought it's really funny because I went off as soon as Crystal turned up in a piñata outfit. I instantly went, oh, okay, you're not the winner. I don't know what it was, but I was like, no.
Yeah,
and turned off her. And you know what else it was? When she'd sewed hair onto her chest and her underarms. I was like,
oh, you have a think about it.
Here we go.
It must be crystals and hair.
Not happy. But I thought this was really cute. But when I was watching the three-way, it's like this. Trying to watch them all at once. And then I focused on Gigi and Jada.
And you know what? I thought Gigi, because she was in the middle, she might be the winner.
Okay.
That is the honey spot, to be in the centre.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think of Gia's finale outfit that she might have been?
Gigi's finale outfit. Yes, the Dorothy outfit. Yeah, I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, do you know what? I've seen so many more great Dorothy outfits. I was actually, knowing how creative she is, I was actually disappointed in that. Because I've seen a lot of Dorothy outfits, let's face it.
And you've worn a few, I'm assuming, as well.
Hey, do not judge. This is not a place of judgment.
Yes, it is. That's all we do.
It is.
I liked the sepia or black and whitey sepia into colour, but it was the revealed into the same outfit, but just a different colour. It was kind of.
Isn't that funny? Must have been the way I was watching it on my computer because I didn't get the sepia idea from that. It just looked dull.
Yeah, and then she revealed it, and then it was blue and white instead of plain colours.
Oh, I missed that.
Watch it again.
Okay.
I mean, that's how exciting that reveal was. You didn't even notice it. Are you drinking a beer?
Yeah, I'm having a Corona. The coronavirus. Do you know the sales have gone down in the Corona?
Yes, the poor company. Well, you'll keep them afloat.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I do.
Should we chat to our first highly esteemed? Let's bring our first highly esteemed fashion icon on. It's the one and only Leasa Mann.
Hello.
Here's your mask.
Look, I did the mask this week, so I thought I'd do my frack hat tonight.
Yeah.
So it's my frack hat.
Let me just bring it up again. Where is it? Oh, I've lost it. Oh, twinsies.
Oh, look at it. Yes. Oh, also known as a kick in the dick to the queer community. Yes. Oh, look, I'm serving looks stunting pretty. I'm the bitch from Melbourne City. Oh, you can't even with it.
Leasa, if you've got chapstick on, you've got more makeup on than Rue does.
Can we talk about this fucking travesty?
Oh, please.
Go.
I mean, come on, bitch. At least you don't need to paint a full beat, but put some BB cream on or throw a suit. Her first line in her masterclass is, "You like money? Wear a suit." Well, I mean, I know you're giving away $100,000, but bitch, where's your fucking suit? Come on, girl. No. That's a subscription I won't get a refund for. Oh.
Not a fan.
I think she was probably scared she was going to look like that when she was on Project Runway.
Look, at least that would have been something. You know, that would have been a great meta throwback. Like, wear the raggedy hair, wear the white thing, wear the fucking red crystal, like, crappy jewels she was wearing. Wear something. Wear fucking something, yes. You're worth $60 million, you fracking hoe. Come on.
Really?
You don't know that.
Well, one of my favorite fetishes is to Google celebrities' net worth, and she is according to Google, her net worth is worth $60 million.
Wow.
Oh my God. And she can't even put on a bit of lippy.
Oh.
Not even a bit of chapstick. What a cunt.
What a cunt. You said it.
I did. And that's my audition tape for RuPaul's Drag Race Australia. Hi.
We'll mute that out in the edit.
Yeah, please, please. I can already feel like the laser pointed at my head from her snipers.
Well, should we start with your bottoms then? Obviously, that was a big bottom.
It was a big bottom, and I've met some big bottoms. In fact, I'm a big bottom. Look, my bottoms. Okay, here's the thing. One of my bottoms was the intros for the season 12 contestants in the intro. Imagine spending all that time and money to get literally like 2 seconds of camera time in the finale. Hey, can you put on this really expensive gown and walk up your hallway for like a moment?
Welcome to television.
Right. Yeah, so I felt for those girls because they'd really like put in some great looks, but they got zero time in this reunion. I think my other bottom, and I'm probably going to cop some online flack for this, but was Jada Essence Hall's actual lip sync, like the one where she got to kind of do it herself, and she was just kind of on the couch and twirling around in a lounge room. Like, it was very much, oh, I'm just here to collect a crown, like, wearing my champagne and red M&Ms. Like,
Leasa, I'm with you.
Thank you.
I'm with you. I was shocked when she won. On what they did tonight.
Look, that's the thing. Yeah, I wasn't shocked that she won, but based on what she delivered in the episode, I was like,
yes.
But you know what? She's drag excellence. We've said it time and time and again. She delivered the brief. She performed. She was great. She's more beautiful than I could ever possibly imagine. So I was happy that she won. I would have been happy that any one of those won.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was really excited for them. But when Crystal popped up as a pinata, that's when I was like, oh, I hope Gigi or Jada win.
It was a pinata that like farted glitter.
Oh, I know.
It was so great. Oh, what am I doing here?
I thought it was cute. It was cool, but
it was
I'm not big on fart jokes.
No.
I give it to anyone that would go on to a pinata for their big grand final. I give it up to them, I say.
Honestly, it was
like
it was the size of a room. Like imagine who made that? And who got that call and said, hi, can you make a human-sized pinata but make it the size of 5 humans, but only one needs to fit into it and it needs to shit glitter? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure, no worries. Like, what AliExpress vendor? Fucking bananas. But it did, like, speaking of Crystal, it does bring me to one of my tops. And her I'm Like a Bird is one of the greatest gifts to drag history ever. And I know, Dan, you're entitled to your incorrect opinion, but she created this whole set and regurgitated into her own drag mouth. Like, it was so good.
I wonder if it's because we do a lot of drag. When we see something like that, we can appreciate what goes into that. Do you think that's what it is?
I really enough do. Drag to know what's good and what's not. You don't have to do it to know that it's shit.
Apparently not, Dan. But no, like, it was great. Like the whole set, everything. Like she'd she'd storyboarded this and went, I want this scene and this shot and this shot and this shot.
There were like 6 shots. It went for 2 minutes. It was nothing.
You go for 2 minutes. You're nothing.
Oh, bam!
How dare you?
Anyway, I'll sip my wine while you wax lyrical about how much you like the bird outfit. But I was watching Sesame Street, but a bad version of it.
Well, I mean, that's also very Crystal Method. So,
on brand.
Yes, honestly, I thought it was great. And my second top was, I was really worried in Gigi's choreo, like her spot number where she got to kind of decide what it was. That she was just going to do Aha's Take on Me, but just stand in front of it, and then she moved to the mirror and put her hand up against it, and I screamed to a level that I don't think I've ever screamed before, because I was like, oh, this is really awful. And then it just went, like, I had that snap moment. And I was like, well done, Gigi. Like another well executed, well thought out, well conceptualized number. And she did like a male drag number. So I was like, we're women of a certain age, and so we know Aha's Take on Me. And we know how iconic the film clip was. So to see her pay reverence to it, do it so well, and also to a heightened level in her living room, it was bananas. Absolutely bananas.
I thought they could have chose Respectable, because it's the same sort of era.
Yep, very that, yep.
It's female. What did you think, Jack?
Well, I was going to say, and Michael will probably know this when we bring him on later, there's a bit of tea on Reddit that she actually hired a studio to do that video rather than her living room. Yeah.
Looks like it.
But I felt the same as you, Lisa.
Win, so
who cares?
It's money out of her pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
But I felt the same as you, Lisa. When it started and she was just standing there, I thought,
just
oh,
doing the bob.
is this it?
I was like, yeah.
And then I thought maybe, you know how she had the illustrated frames behind her? I thought maybe they'd start and she'd appear in them. But yeah, obviously she changed her outfit colour from white to black and then did that incredible mirror thing like the video.
Oh,
yeah,
the white to black thing blew my mind.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was very TikTok.
Yeah. Look. But overall, I was really happy. But
I know I'm getting off subject. I'm too old
to get a TikTok reference, girl. I could barely wear a hat today. Like, the fuck is TikTok? My fracking hat.
Oh, I've lost where we are. We've done your bottoms and have we done both your tops, Lisa?
We have, but I do want to send out my honourable mention, obviously.
Okay.
Dolly freaking Parton. And for Nina West to have that moment with Dolly Parton, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like, what a moment. And for like Nina West, like, who is just the most beautiful human being that humanity's ever seen.
Yeah. Don't you love
really cool.
The drag room?
Yes. Oh my God, it was great. It was, look, and like you said, it looks exactly like my drag room, but with less vodka.
Yeah. And more Grammys.
Like, yeah, also that, yeah. I was like, where are those empty bottles of Sauvignon Blanc hidden? Like,
and I loved how her legs were up like this as well.
Yes.
Oh, the campus thing.
Oh, the whole thing, top to toe.
Loved her.
I know I'm getting off subject here, but have you ever seen that little girl where she's like 5 years old and she's on telly and she's looking at herself on the camera and she's a pageant girl and she goes,
yes.
I was doing that.
Yeah. But also I know that look because I'm really good friends with Jemima Handful, and that's exactly how she turns into in front of a camera.
It's so funny.
It's just scathing bitch. But you put a camera on and she's like, oh, hi, nice to meet you.
I love that.
It's so funny.
I'm going to be crucified because she's in the next room. I just live in this alcove now. This is where I am.
Did you love the Jacqueline montage, Lisa?
Oh, it was so beautiful. It was really, really cool because it was something that was spoken about in the Race Chaser podcast, you know, a few months ago when she passed and all that kind of all that jazz. So to see her have that moment or have that moment brought to the forefront was really, really beautiful. And to hear all the queens share their testimonials, it really humanitized the show because we hear about how like everyone's kind of running to the ground and it's become like this cyclical machine of a show, but to hear like the human side of a producer, because you know, I've watched Unreal, so I just assume they're all monsters. But to have like,
I think that's true.
You know, yeah, like to have like that human moment was really, really beautiful.
It really was.
Yeah. Well, that's me for the week.
That's you. Any final thoughts or feelings before we let you go?
Oh, look, I'm really looking forward to a breaking Drag Race. Oh, fuck, no, we're back next Friday with All Stars. Good chat.
Oh, is it ever going to end? And then literally 4 weeks later, Canada starts as well.
Good, awesome. So...
I should be excited. More drag.
More vodka. Like, God, if I have to have this many opinions, let me tell you, I'm going to, cheers.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons? It was really early on in the series, and they go to a theme park, and there's a restaurant or a bar that's themed as New Year's Eve, and it's New Year's Eve every 10 minutes.
Every day. Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, you must love working here. And he's like, no, kill me now.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. I mean, I'm enjoying it all, but I've got a stitch.
Like
I need a break.
It's like the gayest version of Groundhog Day.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Draghog Day.
Draghog Day. Very that.
On that note, Lisa. Say that again.
said even sport has a break. We get football, then cricket.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On that sports reference, which I didn't understand, Lisa, I'm going to let you go.
Love yous. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, so funny.
Oh my goodness. Look, now I should have brought up a few little things for us to chat about on the old screen, because I've got my newfangled screen going here. Let's have a look. First look. So Crystal was out first. I mean, like, just the look on her face as well.
Terrible. I think it's just genius. Oh.
It's so her, but oh my God. Oh, she's off the planet.
Do you know what I love about her drag? It's real drag. It's like she makes it all herself.
Yeah.
It really is drag on a budget. I fucking love it.
Now, this look from Gigi.
Spectacular.
It was giving me Mars Effects, Mars Attacks vibes, actually, when she took that big helmet off.
It's very Mars Attack cross Madonna Blonde Ambition tour.
Uh-huh.
Well, the
Incredible.
bottom. Yeah, I loved it.
She'll be great on All Stars. And then, so Jada came out in this look, which I was confused about.
Maybe she had bad Wi-Fi.
Bad what?
Bad Wi-Fi.
Bad Wi-Fi. Well, she'd be picking up SBS in that's for sure. And I was like, oh, have you come as the solar system?
No, it was weird, wasn't it? It's a shame you can't see full length, because I think it doesn't work as cropped.
No, clearly.
Maybe she's come as Miss Universe.
Oh, okay, because they do have those drag pageants over there.
Yeah, maybe that's the reference.
Yeah, okay.
Or Christmas.
Maybe. I didn't get it. Christmas. She's been rolling around in the Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
Oh, good on that,
though. I did like their looks. I didn't hate them.
No, I liked it. Do you know what? I think with everything that's happening in America right now, that's probably part of the reason I wanted her to win as well.
Yeah, you know what?
But
Sure, agree.
in saying that, I wanted her to win anyway. I think she's amazing.
Oh, do you know what? I loved her talking to herself as a little boy as well.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And the bit where she said, be kind to yourself just as you are to others.
Yeah.
I thought hers was my favourite out of those, talking to yourself.
Yeah. Well, should we bring on our next guest?
I do love that comment. If it wasn't for Jada's look over there, would she be the winner?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the first results of our poll. Were you happy with the winner? 65% have said yes, they were happy with the winner. I'm going to put another poll on there. I'm obsessed with polls, can you tell? This one is obviously quite easy to vote in. Were you happy with RuPaul's face mask? No. Cast your votes. I'd love to hear what you think. Should we bring on our next guest?
Yes, please do.
Is it Tony or Michael? I can't remember. It's Tony next, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, we normally have Tony first. We had Lisa
he's
first.
He's nodding. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to your screens the one and only camp old Tony Hamlyn.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I'm just making a really important phone call. If you don't mind just waiting 1 second. Hello,
Okay.
is this the police? I'd just like to report a robbery. Yeah, Gigi Good was robbed last night. I don't know if you saw it, but it's really important. Please get to the studios immediately. Thank you.
Oh,
Was that an answering machine?
We all love some prop humour, don't we? So, look, that pretty much sums up where I'm coming from today. And you know what? It's weird because we had this conversation last week and I think all three of us said, in fact, everyone I think said, I don't mind who wins. I don't care. Everyone is so great this year. It's so great. And as soon as she announced Jada, I just thought to myself, oh. don't like Jada. I love her, and of course she's deserving. But I was thinking about it a lot because I've got no life, and I was thinking to myself that what is a finale for? And it's sort of to showcase, I guess. It's the end of the road, isn't it? It's like this is the make it or break it time. This is the your last chance. And it felt like to me that Jada won because she'd done so well in the competition. But when I watched that episode, and I've watched it 3 or 4 times now, Gigi is heads and shoulders above everybody else there. So, yeah, it was just that I feel like that's why I was disappointed with the result. But even saying that, good for you, Jada. I'm not angry about it, but I do think Gigi was robbed.
Yeah, because I just think it's just on the merit of the episode.
Exactly.
That's what I took it off because, as I said before, her lip sync, I've seen that a million times.
Yeah.
That's all. And I've still thought it was great, but I've seen it a million times.
Yeah, look, can we just talk about the all of their different lip syncs? And of course, Lisa's already sort of touched on this as well. Thanks very much for that, Lisa. But Gigi had this sort of this thought process, and it was creative and it was wonderful. And Crystals, who with the bird thing. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I remember, and I'm sure you guys will remember, Mitzi McIntosh and what she did at the Imperial. And when I was watching it back, I was thinking to myself, this reminds me of a Mitzi show. Like it's got creativity and it's weird and it's wonderful and it's gross and it's hilarious and it's drag on a dime as well. Like she made so much out of so little. And then Jada got up and did a Sierra number in front of a bookcase. Okay, well, yeah, and of course, you can do great kicks and splits and everything. There's no one's denying that. But these other guys put so much effort and thought and everything into it, and you rolled around on your couch.
They used the medium they were given for the finale is what they did.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what I loved. Where Jada did not. And it was a medium finale. It wasn't a live performance finale. And I think just after you all saying that's what it is for me. Because they really went out of the box. And I wasn't expecting that from them. I loved it.
Yeah, and that's I guess that's what you've got to put into consideration when you're in this stupid situation that we're all in lockdown and whatnot. Is you've got to sort of put some more thought and creativity into it. The other thing too I thought was really interesting is when they came to the 3 queens after they'd done all. Oh my God! Firstly, can we just talk about stupid Jan? And she came dressed with Edward Scissorhands, and no one knows why.
That's an announced miscongeniality. You know what I mean, Tony?
She was dressed to the nines, and also it was sepia toned as well. And I'm like, well, Edward Scissorhands was he? Oh, I guess he was a little. Anyway, I was just like, I don't understand it, and I hate you even more. But so they did all of that.
Edward Scissorhands.
Scissorhands, and she's going to milk that for as long as she possibly can. But then they got back to the 3 queens, and Gigi was dressed as Ru from like a bizarre sort of obscure MTV thing from 1993, and Ru actually showed the 2 photos, and you're like, oh my God, the detail there is incredible. She's actually come as you. And then they got to Jada, and Jada was like, oh yeah, here I am. Jada looked amazing, and Ru said, oh, you look like Diana Ross from the Eaten Alive album, and I was like, oh my God, she does. And Jada just didn't for her it was no reference. It was just, oh, I'm African. I'm this. I've got the hair. I've got the choker. I've got whatever. But there was no sort of camp. It took Ru to tell her, and she still didn't get it.
I thought she did get it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we've already realised that you're watching a different show to the rest of us. So. That pinata was absolutely amazing. I was screaming into my elbow over that pinata. It was so cool, so funny. That said, I think Crystal.
Get it up here again. Where is she?
Oh, it's Kevin.
It is. And look, if it was her performance number or if it was something like that, I might have a different idea. But the fact that it's just her gig, like it's just something that she did for 5 minutes, that to me. And let's remember too, she's Hispanic. So that kind of adds layers to the fact that she thought, I'm going to be a pinata. Let them hit me with a stick and I'll like, there'll be lollies everywhere. That's just heaven.
But how does she hold her wine? Like, is it inside?
It is obviously just intravenously straight in her arm. Just fill me with vodka.
Actually, by the looks of it, she's not on wine, she's on acid.
Maybe.
Well, darling, tell me your 2 tops and your 2 bottoms this week, starting with the tops.
Look, the top for me was the lip sync to the camera, like the 3 of them. I just thought that was amazingly done. And it really showed, it just really showed who was, in it to win it. I thought Gigi gave it everything. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's a funny little sound in, I'm not going to try and recreate it, but there's a funny little sound in the rhythm track. It's like a t-t-t-t or something like that. And if you watch, Gigi actually uses her eyes to convey that. So when the little sound happens, she goes, and it's like, oh my God, like you obviously knew that you had, you were up that close and you had to make something happen, and she did. I thought, oh God, you're right about that screen grab, Minnie. Jesus. Did you just wait until you got the worst picture of all of them?
It was the first bit that froze, and I thought, oh, that'll do.
That'll do. Jada. Jada, look, I thought Jada was clever because she sort of came forward and backward and she kind of used it a little bit. My problem with Crystal here is that the makeup is too much. I think it's distracting. So you can't actually see her give any sort of attitude or sass or any kind of lip sync, because all I'm looking at is just so much going on. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's sort of where I go.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I just love that Crystal really has found herself through this journey, and she is a winner in that way for me. But
absolutely. And again, nice. It comes. What are you, Miss Congeniality?
But this isn't RuPaul's Just Cover Yourself race. This is RuPaul's Drag Race.
Look, my other really top moment, and we've already talked about this as well, is the Jacqueline Wilson tribute. Was so beautiful, and again, it's sort of I found it really touching because it showed another side of these queens. And when we see them on camera, they're a character and they're a drag queen, and they're bigger and they're larger than life. But to see people like Bob the Drag Queen and Vanji just sort of really kind of taken aback and really emotional about it. It was really touching and kind of obviously deserving. Obviously, I didn't know her, but, when you watch that, you're like, oh, wow, yeah, I get it. I get what she must have meant to the show.
And you know what I loved about that? You saw none of their drag when they spoke. What you're saying? That you really saw none of their drag persona. You saw them who they are as their authentic self, like especially Vanji. Is why I would say that, because I've never seen her quite that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and look, even what's her name? The one who thinks she's Joan Rivers, Bianca. Bianca had nice things to say, so there's something.
I've got a question regarding Bianca. Those lips, honey. Jesus Christ, they're taking over her face.
I thought so too, and I thought, oh, there's a few fillers and a few lighting thing, but look, God, if I had the money, I'd be onto it too, wouldn't you? Jesus. Yeah.
Isn't it cheaper to just stick a hot dog on your top lip? That's what it looked like.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Mardi Gras.
I also
$25. Tony said. So Tony, we're going to go off topic here, but who cares? So Tony, Minnie and I were at Mardi Gras this year. We managed to dodge all the lines. There were a lot of them. and we popped outside for a hot dog. Minnie was hungry. She wasn't. I won't finish that sentence. We went outside for a hot dog. I wasn't hungry. I'll let you fill in the blanks. How much did the sausage in the bun and a can of Coke cost you?
$22.50. I'm not lying. I am not lying. I go, Jan, because I had $20 on me. I go, Jan, do you have an extra $2.50? She goes, you had $20. I said, it's $22.50.
Oh, it was a great Mardi Gras, wasn't it?
Oh, so good.
That's outrageous.
That's outrageous.
How did they go broke?
Oh, sorry. I veered off once we started talking about hot dogs. Where were we? Get us back on track, Tony.
Well, look, I think I've given two favourites. I didn't really have any sort of, really negative things to say about the show. Again...
Hold on. Let's have a look here. I think I'll be able to find something.
Are you sure?
What about this?
I thought this was... do you know what I found very funny? It's so frustrating not being able to touch stuff. There's just behind her head there's like this line.
Hang on. One step ahead of you. I've got that one too. We are on the same wavelength. Let's have a look here. Do you mean that?
Yes, that. I was so distracted by that. I can't look. It's like, is someone holding her up, or is I have no? Is that because of obviously it's meant to be an eye? Is that maybe a cancerous cell? I don't know.
It's a cataract.
You know what?
In the cornea. I just can't work it out.
In looking at that picture, if she had a red lip on with just a bit of a lash, she would have looked like Michelle Pfeiffer in Catwoman.
Oh, yeah, that's actually
amazing.
Yeah. And that would have been acceptable. Oh, look at her at Catwoman, we all would have said.
Yeah. Look, I mean, that line was there. Surely, if you were the camera person, you'd move him over half a foot so the line disappeared. It was so distracting. This is the finale of a season.
This is what you're all forgetting, is there is no cameraman. Or if there is a cameraman, it's her husband or it's some random. The whole country there is on lockdown. Like they're 100 times worse than what we are. So
they're out and about on the streets. Have a look at the news. They're all running around.
But I think she's a celebrity. She knows she's a celebrity. She's got to look after herself. So I think she's absolute germaphobe. And I think she's gone, I can't do my makeup the way that people want. And so I will just go the opposite. And I would rather than bitch about my face mask than bitch about my awful makeup that I did myself. That's what I think's happened here. And I think, I don't see her letting people into her house, into her fracking mansion.
No, she's in LA.
I thought she in Minnesota. What do they call it? Like, where did they film Brokeback? I thought that's where she was, in the fracking fields. In my head, it's like an episode of Dynasty. And she's got that hat on. And she's saying, I'll fire you all and replace you with a board who will. And they're fracking on a ranch. Not Minnesota. Anyway, that's what I think's happening.
Well, last week it said, you know how it kept saying where everybody was?
Say something quickly, Jen. Can I just go to the toilet? Can I stop my cam for a minute? Because I'm about to get my pants.
Oh, okay. No problems. Bye, Minnie.
Wow.
So unprofessional. But last week, you know how she was going around and saying, oh, where are you? Where are you? And she made the joke about Britta not being in New York. It popped up that she was in LA.
Oh, okay, so she is in LA. Well, I mean, they're rioting in LA. What's she going to do? Call her makeup artist and say, can you come round? Like, look, I'm a little more forgiving. I don't know why.
I'm not.
I'm not as angry about the face mask as other people are.
I am.
I'm more angry about Jan. Completely.
Poor Jan. She was only on screen for 2 seconds this episode, and you still hated it.
Oh, they didn't even go back to it to ask what's the tea with your outfit or anything like that. And what was weird is that all the others just kind of went, oh, yeah, I'm in my normal drag. And Jan was like, oh, I'm Edward Scissorhands. I'm Edward Scissorjans. Oh, but look, we could go over it again and again and again. I hope she doesn't watch this. I'm sure she doesn't. Hi, Jan.
No, I think Jan's too busy with her jukebox to be watching this.
Well, maybe she's trying to work out how to do Take On Me. Also, look, I've just got to say, I am a huge AHA fan. AHA to me are one of my top 5 bands of all time. So this for me was like, and again, for me, it was just like, how is this 21-year-old queen doing these references that sort of tap into what I want to see and what I'm about? Maybe I'm a bit in love with Gigi Good. Oh, good.
I feel like you are. You're a twink chaser, babes.
Yeah. Oh, no, not me.
Oh, times have changed.
Oh, dare you?
No, I mean times have changed that you're chasing after twinks now.
Oh, yeah.
American twinks, no less.
Yeah. But yeah, look, I guess my main sort of negative thing that I'm taking away from all of this is that I just watched that episode a couple of times and I've just gone, how did Gigi lose? Like that's the other thing too in the finale when they did Say My Name, and they were like, they showed Crystal and then they showed Gigi and then they showed Jada and you're like, so Jada's got a reveal underneath her dress. Like, obviously, because it's like a 10.
Hang on, I've done the wrong one.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, I'm trying to bring up their final lip sync. Oh, maybe I didn't screen grab that. Oh, Minnie's back.
Minnie's back.
Sorry, she really had to go.
Yep, hope you wash your hands, Val. So we were just talking about the fact that Jada's in the finale, like the final lip sync, Jada clearly had this reveal on underneath her outfit, and how reveals are now so important in the lip sync process. And this is what I loved about Gigi is that the reveal was actually really clever and it was really subtle. And I don't know if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, but it's. But it actually is quite famous for her going from sepia to colour, and that's what she did. She was Dorothy going from Kansas to the fucking.
It wasn't a bright enough blue. It didn't go from a Technicolor enough.
Look, maybe that's it. But that's what I got. When she flashed her knickers, but it was the Yellow Brick Road, I was just like, oh, you're rich.
Yeah, I see where she was coming, but I've seen it done that sepia to colour done much better, and I have seen it done better. I have to.
Okay, well, look, I mean, that's, yeah. And you're right, we have seen the Dorothy thing done to death, but...
Mitzi did it better, actually.
Who did?
Mitzi, in their Wizard of Oz. That colour to sepia, the way they did it was spectacular.
Yeah, Mitzi, if you're watching, we love you. And Mitzi's stuff is available on YouTube too, if you want to watch some of those old videos. You'd probably see us in the background waving.
Question for you. Jada's reveal, she had 2 reveals. So she had her reveal where she took off the cape. Then she had that second reveal where it was like the Priscilla...
It was really
like that second one. I thought that was great. But the first one was so obvious. It was like, okay, you're going to take that off and have something skin tone, underneath. That's all I think. Look, I sound like I'm being down on Jada. I love Jada. I've loved Jada this whole season. But yeah, it was just about that episode. And and I guess what you like from drag. I mean, there are 3 really different drag queens. Really different.
Me, Crystal was the winner for me tonight, which is like, and I love Gigi, but I just loved Crystal. I thought she was going to win, but they had the kook wing last year, I suppose.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, I kept thinking, I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if she's brought enough to it. I think she's lovable, but yeah, not quite there. Anyway, that's it.
That's it. Oh, thank you, Tony. We've loved chatting to you and listening to your sometimes incorrect opinions about jam.
I agree with everything you say.
And I agree with you, Minnie.
Bye, Tony.
Bye. Oh, see you at All Stars.
Yes, we'll see you there. Oh, my God, it's next week.
Can I just say, I love you comparing the guy who wants to kill himself over New Year's Eve to us having to watch Drag Race. That, for me, was the highlight of my night. Because he actually
Same.
says to them, kill me now. And you're like, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But you're right. Let's give us a fortnight, for God's sake. Anyway, I'll see you next time.
I know. All right, we'll see you then. Bye, darling. Bye.
Oh, funny.
Oh. Shall we have a look at the results from our poll? Let's have a look.
Go for that one. I can't smoke, you know.
Oh, you can wait 10 minutes. Were you happy with RuPaul's face mask? 36% said no, and 64% said also no.
Oh.
So it's unanimous. No, we didn't like the face masks. I'm popping another poll on there now. Did you enjoy the video lip syncs? Yes, very creative, or no, would prefer to see them on a stage. I know the only option was to do them via video, but did you like it?
Actually, I did.
Oh.
It was different. We're always going to remember it.
That's true. Well, except for Jada's, which you hated.
Oh, no, I remember that it was good, but it wasn't average. I don't think it was average. I just thought I've seen it so many times before. It's nothing that I have not seen. A dead straight wig in a sexy outfit doing these moves.
Well, there was a funny bit. You know when her wig went in front of her face and it's like, where's Jada? Where's Jada? Peekaboo!
Yeah, that was
I
quite
was
cute.
like, that was a bit weird.
Oh, I thought it was cute.
Oh, I was like, oh, get that hair off your face.
Oh, no.
Well, we have one more esteemed judge to talk to. Extra special guest, the one and only Michael Whelan, beaming in as Struth Gordon today. How are you, Struth?
I'm great. I'm having a bit of a Rosemary's Baby / Australiana crossover moment today with Struth Gordon.
Oh, really? No,
yeah.
I'm making it weird.
You're just going to be rubbing all the makeup off.
Oh, my God, it looks like you've been hitting the chin towel.
Oh, what have I done here?
I don't know.
It's just a nice dimple. It's just a nice dimple.
There we go.
There you go. That's better.
Now you can see my real skin.
Michael, what did you think of this incredibly zoomy finale?
Yeah, it was a zoomy finale, wasn't it? Yeah, I enjoyed the format for all of its like clunky moments and its very like After Effects realness thrown in with the glittery sparkles and all that sort of thing. Yeah, it was obviously it had to happen in this kind of context, but I think there's something that can be taken out of this for future finales, whether they just incorporate you have a homework assignment to do something at home, and then you also come to the live finale and do whatever it is. I think that's something that would be really valuable because, like, Crystal, case in point, that you can take nothing and spin it into gold, basically. That was just like, I was in stitches. I was like crying. I was like crying blood. It was so funny.
For which part? For the Unlike a Bird?
Yeah. I just thought it was so Crystal, and it was a completely different direction that we've never seen Drag Race go before, and I just loved that.
Thank God.
Me too. I don't
want to go down that direction ever again. No, thank you. Keep your regurgitation for the bedroom and stop shoving it down our throats. That's what I say.
Literally spitting it into our throats.
Disgusting.
But no, I loved it, and I thought it was a touching moment to give all of the queens from the extra money that Pantene threw in to kind of go, you've all been good sports. This has been a rough season. Here, have an extra tip. I thought that was really, really tonally correct. I thought that was great. Because the amount of gigs these queens must have lost at the moment,
And this is the time where it's the next year where those guys really can make their money. And I don't think they're going to be able to, actually.
I think it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, there's stuff that you can do. I mean, someone like Jan is already doing it. Sorry, Tony. Is doing more stuff in a digital space and kind of transforming the way that we access drag in 2020.
I think I read a great article on The Guardian this week that spoke to a lot of the winners of previous seasons, and they said literally from the moment they're announced as a cast member, their bookings suddenly start booking out. And then if you win, you can start charging $2,000 to $10,000 for just an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So you might not even have to do a performance. You just turn up and
turn up.
Yeah.
Which if you've ever been to one of the, the big club nights here where they have, 1, 2, 3, the queens come along, the amount of money they charge, and then you have a look around at the amount of people in here, it's like, it's a bit of coin coming through ticket sales.
I'll share a story with you. I did one of those nights here. I won't say who the queen was from Drag Race, but they couldn't be bothered to even change their clothes, and they wore their boys' clothes on stage.
What?
Yeah.
I know of a few queens that have had to wear their boys' clothes. I know Sharon was here once and lost everything. Oh, chose to? Yeah.
Why did she choose? Why did she choose to?
Tired.
Huh?
She was tired.
Did she even have makeup on?
Yeah, but she wore her boy clothes.
Oh.
I kind of love that. Like, I love when the queens are getting ready and they've got like a full beat, but they haven't gotten into their outfits yet and they're just walking around in a hoodie. I love it. And I wish Ru would have done that. If they could have gotten Ru to do a full face, just like that weird Justin Bieber hoodie that he wore last week, and then just like a full beat would have been perfect. I would have loved that.
So you'd be happy to pay to see someone to not put any effort in?
I mean, if it was, say, like the drag excellence of like a Jada Essence Hall, and like I'm paying for that particular kind of experience, and then unbeknownst to me, they turn up and they're like, I just couldn't be bothered, then I'd be upset. But if it was like a stunt, like, I'm just in my tracksuit and hoodie, and then they take a break and come back and then do like a different kind of number. I'd be all for that. I think it's great. I think it's fun.
They did that actually in Wreck the World when Latrice lost her bag. She comes out and she does the thing with the audience. Why are you laughing?
Do you mean Work the World? Not Wreck the World?
Oh, yeah. Well,
they could rename it Wreck the World. Girl 2020.
Sorry.
So I know you don't want to say any names or implicate any queens, but who was it?
I know you said you won't, but tell us.
I'll play the fish. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
Pop it in the comments if you were also at that same show where a drag queen came out in boy clothes.
Yeah, I'm very keen to hear.
Truth Gordon, let us know your tops and bottoms for the week.
What was that? Bottoms.
Bottoms.
I don't know where that came from.
Just saying the word.
You guys have covered a lot already of what I would classify as like my tops for the week. Things like the baby bird from Crystal. Crystal's pinata, just like ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I really loved, I'm just going to highlight like a few things, not like wha-pow kind of moments, but little things I picked up on. I loved Edward Jizzerhands, whatever you want to call Jan in thing. I thought it was great we've seen like that kind of like hyper like musical theatre kid kind of the whole way through, and then to turn up for the finale in something that you wouldn't expect Jan necessarily to do. I was like, great, love that. I thought Aiden's look was resplendent.
Oh, she looked fantastic.
And I loved the nuance of her in that like gorgeous gown with the like unmowed lawn and like up against her like back fence. I loved that. I thought it was genius.
The vote video.
Sorry, say again?
The vote video.
Oh my God. I'd completely forgotten about that.
I put up with it.
That's another bottom for me.
It was Aiden that makes me think of that, actually, because she looked fantastic in that video.
She did. I thought it was clever. They did a lot of like clever wordplay to get the message across. And you know, it's out of context for us because we don't vote in American elections, but obviously we're in a very strange time in international politics. So I think the drag is very frequently political, and I love seeing politics in drag. So I'm mad at it. I'm mad at it. Yeah. In terms of,
I agree with the message, but far out. The way it was delivered, boo! No, thank you.
Dan can't be impressed.
One of my other favourite moments when they were doing Miss Congeniality and they zoom on Britta like she's going to be the winner.
I noticed that as well. She's like this as well. Teeth and eyes.
I also wouldn't hate it. I thought, you know, Heidi was obviously kind of a shoe-in for Miss Congeniality, especially now they've brought it back to the Queen's voting. But I think even if the public was voting this season, Heidi would have been the clear front runner. I also wouldn't have been mad to have seen Jackie take it out, because while she wasn't necessarily like the warmest and most congenial, I thought she was always kind of like the adult in the room.
She was,
She was kind of like Aunt Jackie the whole time. Like I would go to her to ask something. If I was scared in the workroom, I'd be like, Jackie, how do I do this? Like, she would be the person that I would ask.
It's like that moment with Widow just before Widow left, and they had that nice moment because they didn't really connect. Like exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and also calling back to just earlier in that episode where she says, well, I'm not going to call her over here and make it a big thing. She's about to lip sync. Like, now's not the time to try and connect. Like, but I loved that she went over and acknowledged it. It was like, we haven't really connected. Let's try better. Yeah.
It says something about the person. It really does.
Yeah. So my tops would have been Aiden's look, Heidi taking Miss Congeniality, and the Queens getting their extra $2,000 tip, which I thought was very on point. My bottoms, I think one of you guys said it as well. I was having some technical difficulties. Audio driver, I hardly know her. But the Dorothy reveal, it was well executed, but it didn't wow me. Like you said, Minnie, I've seen other people do similarly. The outfit didn't change really; it just went into color, and it wasn't super bright either. So I would love to see her execute that live, because I mean, shot on her iPhone, like who knows what it actually would have looked like on the live stage.
Of her makeup needed to be different as well, so that the transformation, there's so much involved to do something like that well. And I think you might be right. Actually, the technical side of the camera probably didn't translate, but probably was great. Which you see even in the high production quality of like the main episodes. You see someone's look on the runway and you go, oh, whatever, and then you see it in Untucked and you're like, oh wow, this is just different lighting, different camera, and it looks completely different. So I would love to see her do that live and kind of see what it looks like in real life.
And the other thing was, it was only kind of her torso which changed color, but the shot was a full body shot going from above her head to her feet. So you only get a tiny little section on screen that you see change. Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah. And it almost needed like an extra element. You know, in joke telling and in storytelling, you need like 3 punches. Like you say something, you say something, you say, like you do rhyming, not rhyming couplets, but you do like triplets of things. Like when Ben did the wigs on wigs on wigs runway, and it was like, okay, there was the reveal, and then there was a reveal, and then there was another reveal. Like I needed something extra because she did the color reveal, and then she did the boots, and I wanted like Toto to like fly in or something.
Yes,
like it needed something else. I thought.
Or even a house flying past.
Yeah, exactly. She's on strings. They could have just come down on fishing line. Super low budge would have been great. Yeah, she just knocks one out of the way. Yeah. Or she lands on the witch or something. Also, she stole that wig directly off Glenn Close's head from 101 Dalmatians. Snatched it straight off her. Snatched it off her.
I've got a wig just like I almost wore it tonight, but I don't know. I'll go for finale.
What else did I have? Oh, just outside of the context of the show, people complaining about the winner of a competition reality show on social media, like even outside the context of what's going on in international politics at the moment, in race relations in the US, there's a lot of like such and such was robbed and it should have been this queen, absolutely disastrous, hate it. It's like this these people don't care what you think. Sorry, they don't. They don't. And just enjoy
and
it.
the decisions
It's a TV
being
show at the end of the
made.
day. Totally.
Yeah, you can't change it. Yeah.
Have
It's
you guys
like-
watched the reaction video?
No, I was sent that. Maybe
Watch it.
30 minutes
It's
before we were
it's
getting
really
ready for
lovely.
this. I haven't seen it. Yeah.
There was a lot of best friends race this season, and it was never more evident than in the top 3
I
watching
can't wait
the
to
live
see
reaction.
that.
It was so lovely. They just were all so supportive of each other. It was just super cute. And then Jada having the reaction of winning and then having no one to like, she wasn't in a loud bar. She couldn't celebrate. She just kind of, you could see on her face, she had this moment. She's like, this is so weird. I don't know where to put this energy into the world. It was really strange.
Have you seen? There's a video on Twitter. I'll share it. I think I might have already shared it on my Twitter. Of Jada out the front of her house in her street, and there's it chokes me up thinking about it. There's a line of cars tooting their horns, hanging out the
how lovely.
windows. It gives me goosebumps. And handing her presents. The video only goes for about 2 minutes, but there are literally, when you see the video, 40 cars minimum lined up, and they're all cheering for her. I'm so happy for her. I know it's so lovely.
Sometimes people get it right, don't they?
Yeah.
Like occasionally people get it right.
And you know what? In saying about the winner, I was shocked but not surprised. Do you know what? I'm not surprised she won, but I was shocked because it wasn't who I actually thought. Because we all have an opinion sometimes. I think she deserves to win. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think so too. And I was team everyone, so I was never going to be shocked at who won because I would have been like, great, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm here for this.
Same. I was happy for any of them to win, and I thought they all were so great. I'm just going to find that link and pop it in the comments. People are asking.
Yeah,
that was kind of similar to how I felt in season 6 because I loved all the 3 finalists from season 6. So I was like, well, whatever happens, I'm not going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
In terms of not necessarily tops or bottoms, but special mentions in the live reaction video, both Gigi and Crystal are both in kind of Alice in Wonderland looks, which I thought was very cute. And we've kind of been saying that we thought there might have been an Alice in Wonderland kind of
challenge
going on. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting that maybe they'd recycled some of those looks, and it was odd that they'd both chosen to wear them. Yeah, it was very cute.
Still get out the pinata.
I think it was. I think Lisa said Dolly Parton / Leslie Jordan.
That was the line.
That was fine.
That just slammed down, dropped the mic.
It was great, and I love that she was just like lying in her like drag room, and there was just this like one candle on her vanity just burning there. I was like, how fucking extra can you be, Dolly Parton?
No. It is so heavy. I forgot about the Leslie Jordan joke. That was just brilliant.
That was very funny.
You know, when celebrities turn up for Drag Race, you can tell that some of them are just there because their manager has said you need to be on this show, and then there are others like Dolly,
Meghan Trainor, it's fine.
and Shania Twain,
Pam Tillis.
And then there are people like Dolly Parton and not Leslie Jordan, Leslie
Latoya
Jones,
and all those people.
Andrew
that are
Garfield, all these people that are just that love it and really want to be there.
But I have to give my hands up to good old Jeff Goldblum this season. He was. I thought he was one of the best judges they've ever had for me. I just loved his whole reaction, and it was really authentic, which I love.
My nomination for best highlight from this episode was best supporting carpet by Jada Essence Hall. The other two were performing on the hardwood floor, and Jada had her carpet and just had lights around it. I thought it was like super low budge, and I loved it. I loved it.
And I give hands up to Heidi and a hairy leg.
Yeah. I was just imagining when she was like, because Jada was performing like she was on a grand stage. You could not tell Jada that she was not performing in some like massive theater in LA. You could not tell her. So when she was
surrounded,
and like dropping
surrounded.
When she was like dropping down, I was just imagining her going like on the carpet, like not even like slamming down. It was just like a soft landing. I thought that was
probably
really great. Yeah, possibly.
I just love that she was surrounded by her fantastic furniture package and still spinning around like it was Madison Square Gardens. It was amazing.
Oh, and I also have to comment on when you cut to Tony and he was calling the police because Jada was robbed. It's like groundbreaking. Another white man calling the police on a black man. Groundbreaking. He was that woman from Central Park calling the police on that guy that was just bird watching. Sorry, Tony, I called you out.
Tony, you've been rad.
You've been red.
Getting off subject, but that bird watching video really got me.
Oh, and also on Tony calling out Jan's Edward Scissorhands look. You know what you call that, Tony? Growth.
Did you say gross?
Growth.
Got it. Gross. I was Jan.
But otherwise, I thought it was good. It was just like when we got to the final episode. It was kind of a relief for this kind of era to be over, even though we're all still in quarantine. We're all still in various stages of restrictions. There's murder hornets. There's cannibal rats. There's race riots. There's all sorts of things going on. It felt good to be done with this kind of timestamp, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thank God. Well,
Thank God. And now we get a nice long break for 6 days.
Tony's asking Michael, are you calling him a Karen?
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
He's a Taran.
Any final thoughts or feelings before we let you go, Michael?
I can't wait to see both Crystal and Gigi on All Stars.
Yeah, me too, actually. And Heidi.
Oh yeah, and Heidi. Yeah, if you were going to pick anyone from the season, that's who you'd grab.
Totally.
I think. Yeah.
Do you think they all put all three of them on the same All Stars or spread them out over a couple of seasons?
They're too golden. They'll pepper them across. Maybe two of them together you could, but I wouldn't put the two finalists together. I would put Heidi with one of the other girls, and then save maybe Heidi with Crystal, and then Gigi on her own because Gigi's got such this massive presence. Yeah.
Oh, well, Struth Gordon, we love you.
Love you guys too.
And I forgot to ask Lisa and Tony as well. Struth, where can we find you online?
Anywhere dark and seedy, generally. I am.
What's the address?
On the socials, I am much. I am not Michael. I'm much. So I am much more amusing on everything because I am much more entertaining on the internet.
Well, thank you, Michael. We'll see you in 6 days for All Stars.
See you soon. Bye,
guys. Minnie, now Michael Zarika's actually put an interesting comment up. It's gone. How did you go with spoilers? Because they were online instantly.
I didn't wake up till 1 o'clock today. Then I had lunch with you, and then I watched the episode.
Oh, but yesterday, didn't you? Were you on Facebook or Insta? And
no, I wasn't on Facebook. I was too busy learning words.
Okay.
It's so funny because I had so much to do. Yes, I hadn't seen anything.
Oh, that's the trick. Be busy.
Yeah.
I woke up. I was scrolling through my phone, having my lunchtime coffee, my morning coffee, and Tim Milgate put a post up saying, "PSA, guys, there are already spoilers being posted. Get off the socials." So I've never had a more boring couple of hours. I kept picking up my phone and I was like, what can I look at? ABC News. I couldn't look at Twitter. I couldn't look at Insta. Couldn't look at Facebook.
Yeah, you are. Do you know what? I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I didn't even, because I've been so busy the last couple of days doing what I've had to do. I had no idea what was going on in America until today.
Oh, wow. Gosh, you have been busy, babes.
Yeah, I've been busy. Sorry. Sod's world.
Well, we have the result of our poll. Did you enjoy the video lip syncs? Yes, very creative, 69%, and no, prefer on a stage, 31%. So it looks like people enjoyed the video.
It was much better. I thought it was. I was entertained. Actually, I was more entertained watching that than I am watching a live finale. Actually.
Okay.
Heidi's thing, I loved. I did love the lip syncs, the way they did them. I love them talking to themselves as little kids. I think the only thing about it, that it felt very rehearsed. It lacks that real visceral thing that you get when it's live.
Yeah, 'cause that unpredictability wasn't there.
Like dying butterflies.
Yeah.
Like that, you can't plan that. Like, and she's always going to be remembered for that. Sorry, I'm covering my thing. It's just that.
That's true. I'll cover mine as well. Well, Minnie, any final thoughts or feelings? Any final thoughts or feelings?
I think congratulations to Jada. Can't wait to see the 40 people with their cars beeping. Congratulations. It is deserved.
It's very well deserved. I popped that link to the tweet in the comments. So if you want to see everybody congratulating Jada, check out the comments. And that's season 12. Done.
I know. Who'd have thought it'd ever end?
I know. Well, Sherry Pie was hoping it would.
Oh, who's that again?
Imagine if they all voted for her for Miss Congeniality as a gig.
Actually, she came up doing a makeup tutorial online on the YouTube, actually.
Yeah, I saw that pop up as well. It's like, it's a year or so old.
Oh, is it? They must have shot it before all that came out, did they?
Yeah. Well, it posted from 2019
Oh,
from
okay.
Cosmo.
Yes, that's why I thought, because
Yeah.
they must release them at this time.
No, it was actually released last year, but everybody's
Oh.
got on the comments, which has brought it back into
Oh,
our
It came up
timelines
in-
again.
yeah, it must have come up in my YouTube algorithm.
Yeah. And then she turned herself into a witch.
And
Classic Sherry Pie.
what's your final thoughts on the season?
Final thoughts, I'm glad it's over. I did really enjoy it, and it was nice to have some drag content for COVID, but that was a very, very strange season. It was so jarring because the first episode, it was quite clear that Sherry Pie was a contender, and then the mood of the entire season changed when she had to be edited out. So it was fascinating to watch, but very strange.
Yeah, I agree, actually. Thank you very much, ladies. Loved your work. Love you, Dan Murphy.
Love you too, Minnie Cooper. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love chatting to you on Sunday nights and seeing all your comments flying through. We'll see you in a week. Bye. Good night, Australia.
My fellow Americans,